Stories cross country now. Former Red Sox slugger Manny Ramirez has been arrested in South Florida. He's been charged in a domestic dispute. Ramirez retired from baseball in April. He was suspended for 50 games in 2009 for violating the league's drug policy. And in Pennsylvania, residents of one town along the Susquehanna River are getting a first-hand look at the damage from last week's flooding. They returned to find 4 homes in their neighborhood gone and others severely damaged. And you got to see this. Take a look at the power of strangers. Bystanders in Utah saw this fiery wreck and immediately jumped into action. They lifted the car and actually pulled out a motorcyclist who was pinned under that after the crash. He was taken to the hospital where he's now in stable condition. Well, Bobby Bowden is one of the biggest names in college football. He retired in 2009, but still ranks second in all-time wins. Coached for 33 seasons, secure in a profession where firings are pretty common, but not secure in talking about his prostate cancer. He was diagnosed during the 2006 season, and he kept it a secret until now. Coach joins me live from New York. Great to have you, Coach.
Hey, it's good to talk to you.
Well, let me ask you, why were you so ashamed to talk about your prostate cancer?
Wasn't ashamed. I was protecting myself. In other words, it was actually in 2007 when my doctor told me that, hey, you got cancer in your prostate, you know what? And so anyway, we had it treated. Now, I sneaked into the clinic to have it treated. I mean, I didn't do it in the daylight where people could see. I did it early in the morning. The doctor, Joe Camps, who used to play for me, he helped me on it. Now, why did I really wasn't ashamed of it, but if your opponents find out you got cancer, man, it'd have been headlines all over the dadgum state. Bobby Bowden has cancer. He's 77 years old. He ain't gonna be alive this time next year, you know. So don't go to Florida State. So I didn't I didn't let it get out because I didn't want my opponents to be able to use it against me.
So you were afraid so you weren't afraid of, were you afraid of getting fired, or were you just afraid of, because I've heard mixed messages. You were afraid more of it being used against you.
I wasn't afraid of nothing. I was concerned that our opponents, if they, I mean, just picture now, we're trying to recruit this kid out of Tampa.
Right.
Okay, I go down and see him. All right, an opponent coach comes there and said, hey, you don't want to go to Florida State. Bobby Bowden's got cancer. He's 77 years old. He ain't gonna be alive next year, you know? Now that's that's what would have been said.
Does it get that nasty, Coach? Does it really get that nasty?
You don't know half of it, girl. Yeah, it gets pretty, you know, every coach is looking for an angle. Everybody's looking for an angle, you know what? To try to get that great kid.
So let me ask, okay, so here you are, everyone loves you, you know, you've got a great run at success, and you're dealing with prostate cancer. How did you show up for work every day? I mean, did you even realize you had it? Were you in pain? Were you feeling fatigued?
I had no idea. My doctor, Chris Stowers, who was a football doctor at Florida State, he examined me when he examined the players. And they'd have my blood tested. And then he called me and said, hey, Bobby, I got a little problem with your PSA. I hope I'm saying that right. He said, I got a little problem with it.
Yeah.
I want you to meet me tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock at Joe Camp's clinic. We'll sneak in the back door where nobody can see you. We got a little problem. And then he said, bring your wife. Now, that scared me. Bring my wife? Uh-oh. They're going to tell me something bad, you know. So anyway, Ann and I go over there early the next morning. Nobody knows we're there. And they tell me my problem. I've got cancer in my prostate, you know. And so then they told me how we could treat it. And we think we've got it early enough. And if we'll do this and do this, we think we can solve it.
Coach, what happened? Tell me what went through your mind when they told you you had the cancer.
Well, you know, all your life you think about, I wonder how I'm going to die, you know? Am I going to die in a car wreck, plane wreck, or am I going to have cancer? Am I going to have this? Am I going to have... You always wonder, and kind of the things that popped in my mind is, well, I guess this is the way it's going to be, you know? Now, listen, I never worried about it. I mean, everybody's got to die sooner or later, you know what? And I'm not anxious to die, but I am prepared, you know? And so anyway, they treated me, and I thought nothing of it. I didn't feel bad. No, I just kept coaching, kept working. Now, when I got the call from my doctor, and I told Ann, I think Ann called all my children. She probably said, your daddy's fixing to have an operation. You know, your daddy's got this. I never said anything to them. I think me and Ann and my doctors and maybe my children, only people knew about it. I never talked about it.
So
now, that's where I've changed.
Well, let me ask you, Coach. I mean, there you were with Joe Camps. I mean, this was the captain of your football team. Now he's your doctor telling you have cancer. You know, what was that conversation like? Did he say, Coach, you know, you gotta tell the team, or you gotta share this with the boys, you gotta share this with your fans? Or did he, you know, how did he handle that? Because he's seeing you not only as a patient, but also, you know, a beloved coach.
Well, Joe knew I used to coach him, you know, and Joe didn't try to tell me what to say. And that really never came up. You know, I guess Joe probably assumed, well, Coach, you're smart enough to tell your family, aren't you? But, you know, if I were doing it if I hadn't been a football coach, I guess I'd have told everybody if they wanted to know. But, you know, here's the message. And if by the way, it's on the-line.com.
That's right. This is your campaign now. I want to tell everybody, on-the-line.com. You've come out now.
That's right.
Yep, and here we are, Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. You're a part of this campaign. Coach, why are you breaking your silence? Why are you being so vocal now?
Well, gosh, hey, now I can. Now I can. I mean, they wanted somebody that was a survivor, and they found out that I was a survivor. You know it. So they asked me to kind of be the calendar boy, you know, and so that's good. I mean, you know, I'm at the stage of my life where I like to pay back. I like to pay back somehow all the good things that have happened to me. You know what? And so we've got. See, now ladies don't have this problem. They don't mind discussing their problem. You know, their breast cancer and men's prostate cancer are very much the same. Women will talk about it. Men, you ever hear a man talk about his prostate? No, they
Not
don't
a comfortable thing to talk about, I can imagine.
Especially you. They don't bring it up to you anyway. So anyway, the idea is trying to get men talk about it, do something. Main thing, go see your doctor. Yeah. Go see your doctor. When you get 40 years of age, 1 out of 6 men have prostate cancer. You know, go see your doctor.
Well, you've won a lot of football games, Coach, and now you're winning one of the biggest challenges of your life now, and you're doing incredibly well. What a pleasure to talk to you, Coach. Great to talk to you.
Thank you very much. We'll see you later, gal.
Sounds good.